Yalai, yalai, lai, yalai, yalalai, yalai, yalai, lai, yalai, yalai, yalalai, yalai, yalai, lai, 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 yalalai, yalai, 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 yalalai, ya, yalalai, yalai, yalalai, yalai, yalai, lai, yalai, yalalai, ya, yalalai, yalai, yalalai, yalai, yalai, lai, yalalai, Hallelujah. Kodesho, Hallelu, Bekira Ozo, Hallelu, Bigvorotav, Hallelu, Kerov Gudlo, Ya ya la 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 ya la ya la la, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Ya ya la 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 ya la ya la la, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Ya la ya la la ya la ya la la ya la ya la. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is so good to be here with you, even virtually, knowing that you are out there, knowing that we are spiritually here together. It is great for me to be together with the cantor. You will have your time soon enough when we do the in-person High Holy Day experience for those who wish to do that, to have a little bit of time with cantor and with me at a safe distance. That's going to be coming up. You'll be seeing something about that very soon. I also want you to know that we are arriving at the last of our Starlight Shabbat Shabbatot. So you notice that we're wearing these white shirts, casual shirts, because this is usually the time of the year when we are leading services or holding our services outside in our courtyard. We are in the courtyard of our mind right now. But this is the last time we're going to be moving into the September, where we move back to our traditional service style. For us, there's not going to be that much of a change, except that we will be changing some of the liturgy just slightly, some of the readings at least. I just wanted to share remembrance with you as I was... when Sandy and I were driving back from Dallas. I had gone back to Dallas for a month and a half or so, and then Sandy and I both traveled back to Thousand Oaks together. We drove together. We were on this long stretch of highway. It was late at night, and even though it was hours before the dawn, we could see this glow, like off just in the distance over the horizon. And we looked and we realized that it was one of the cities that we were going to pass through. But it was the glow that caught my attention. We were miles away, and yet the glow was telling us to prepare for the encounter with the city and all that it brings. Because once we get to the city, we have so many roads to choose from. Some would take us to our destination, and other paths would lead us astray. And in many ways, the month of Elul, this month that we are in, the month that leads up to the high holidays, is like the glow over the horizon. It's telling us that we won't be on our lone, dark road for long. Soon we will have the choice of many paths ahead of us. And some of those paths will lead to reconciliation and repair of our relationships. And other paths may lead us astray. But now as the glow of the city brings us together, now as the choices of our path become ever closer, we blast the horns of our car, we wake ourselves up, we check our maps, and we prepare to choose the right path. So we are not going to be blowing the horns of our car, but we are going to be blowing the shofar, because the month of Elul is a time when we are supposed to hear the shofar blown every day. So for this day of Elul, we say, Tekiah. Yasher Koach. It's now time for us to greet each other with the words Shalom Alechem. If you're sitting with someone in your home, you can say Shalom Alechem, peace be to you, welcome be to you, wholeness and goodness be to you.
Ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la la la. Shalom Alechem Malachei Hasharet Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boachem לשלום מלכי השלום מלכי עליון ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא יאללה לה 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 ברכוני לשלום מלכי השלום מלכי עליון ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא זכם לשלום מלכי השלום מלכי עליון ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא יאללה לה יאללה לה יאללה לה יאללה la 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 ya la 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 ya 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 la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la la la.
It's time for us to turn to the lighting of our candles. If you have Shabbat candles on your table, please light with us. If you don't, go ahead and grab some candles. Come back with us so that we can light our Shabbat candles together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner lehadlik shel Shabbat.
We now turn to our Kaddish. If you have some wine or juice at home, please lift it up with us. We can sanctify this day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lemase v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lamikrae kodesh Zecher litziat mitzrayim Ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta Mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim.
To you at home, lift your glass, take a drink of the sweetness as we celebrate and create the sanctity of this day. And now that we've created the sanctity of this day, it's time for us to sing about greeting the Shabbat, going out and embracing the Shabbat. Come to us as an image of a bride descending from heaven to enter into a deep, loving relationship with the people of Israel. So join with us in singing Lecha Dodi, go out, my beloved, and greet the bride.
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשמו תפארת ולתהילה Lecha Dodi, Yalla Lekrat Kala, Yalla B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat Nekabel, Yalla Lecha Dodi, Yalla Lekrat Kala, Yalla B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat Nekabel. לקראת שבת, לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 Lecha Dodi, יאללה לה 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 לקראת כלה, יאללה לה 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 בני שבת, בני שבת נקבל, יאללה לה 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 Lecha Dodi, יאללה לה 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 לקראת כלה, יאללה לה 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 בני שבת, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורי קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלי נגלה, יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 Lecha Dodi, יאללה לה 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 לקראת כלה, יאללה לה 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 בני שבת, בני שבת נקבל, יאללה לה 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 Lecha Dodi, יאללה לה 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 לקראת כלה, יאללה לה 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 בני שבת, בני שבת נקבל. בואי לשלום, עטרת פעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 panei Shabbat. Panei Shabbat nikabela. Ya la 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 lechadoni. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 panei Shabbat. Panei Shabbat nikabela.
One of the things that we are celebrating on Shabbat, there are really two main themes. One is the creation of the world itself, the fact that the world was created by God, that there were 7 days, that it was a beautiful, a good creation, while so many other peoples view the world as being tainted or dirty or something to avoid. Judaism says that the world itself, the physical world that we live in, is good and is wonderful. And it is that theme, the theme of creation, that we turn to right now with the singing of Borei Yom V'Layla from the Ma'ariv Aravim prayer.
Borei Yom V'Layla, Borei Yom V'Layla, Golel mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Borei Yom V'Layla, Borei Yom V'Layla, Golel mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Baruch atah Adonai, speak the evening into being. B'chochma poteach she'arim, as you turn the seasons round. U'machalif et hazmanim, let the stars keep watch above us. Barakir akir tzono, for the day and night are yours. Borei Yom V'Layla, Borei Yom V'Layla, Golel mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Borei Yom V'Layla, Borei Yom V'Layla, Golel mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim.
We now turn to the theme of Torah. That Torah, this gift of love that God gave us, is what gives us our direction and our purpose in life. Torah discloses her innermost secrets only to them who love her. She knows that whoever is wise in heart hovers near the gates of her dwelling place day after day. From her place, she shows her face to them and gives them a signal of love, and quickly retreats back to her hiding place. Only they alone catch her message, and they are drawn to her with their whole heart and soul, and with all of their being. In this manner, Torah, for a brief moment, discloses herself in love to her lovers, so as to rouse them to renewed love. She asks, "Do you see the signs, the clues which I give you in the beginning? How many mysteries Torah still holds?" We then can come to realize that not one thing can be added to the words of Torah, nor one thing removed, not even one letter. We need to pursue Torah for its own sake, with all of one's might and one's heart, so as to come to be numbered among one of her lovers. And as this expression of love for Torah, we begin to sing some of the most powerful of the statements that are written in Torah, this one from Deuteronomy with Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear this, Israel, God is our God. Adonai is one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai
Reb Zalman Schachter Shalomi reminds us that the word Yah is one of God's name, as in the phrase Hallelu, give praise to Yah, to God. And he reminds us that Yah is one of the words for to be, or the word is. God is. Hear, O Israel, Yah, who is our God. Yah is one. Through time and space, your glory shines majestic one. Love Yah, who is your God, in what your heart is in what you aspire to, in what you have made your own. May these values which I connect with your life be implanted in your feelings. May they become the norm for your children, addressing them in the privacy of your home, on the errands you run. May they help you relax and activate you to be productive. Display them visibly on your arm. Let them focus your attention. See them at all transitions, at home and in your environment. A few moments ago, we spoke about there being two themes for Shabbat. One theme is creation, which we sang about earlier, but the second theme is a theme of redemption, that God both creates the world and redeems us and frees us from the Egypts of our mind. And so we join together in the singing of this song of freedom and the song of redemption, Mi Chamocha.
Ya Elai, 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 Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi chamocha b'dar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osefelet, Torah tehilot osefelet. Ya Elai, Ya Elai, Ya Elai, Ya Elai, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים. סליאנו ואמרו, סליאנו ואמרו,
Michamocha sings of the national redemption, our freeing from Egypt, our being freed from Egypt. The Hashkivenu prayer is a prayer that is a more physical redemption, a personal redemption, as we sing of the fear that we have when we are in our homes and when we go to sleep at night, the tenderness of the night, the fragility of our sleep. And so we sing these words, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. Please lay me down to sleep, Adonai.
Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom.
Guide our steps and help us to find a way through life's challenges. Shelter us beneath your wings, giving us the strength to savor the good, being able to withstand the bad. Help us to make the right choices throughout our lives, so that we may feel comfort that we've lived our life to the fullest. Let us know that through our entire life, that we've gained both knowledge and wisdom, which we've been able to share with all of those close to us. Surround us with family and friends who appreciate who we are and who understand our life's journey. We hope that we have left a lasting legacy for all of those who we've touched.
Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom.
We've now completed that section of our service with those themes of creation, revelation, and redemption, of creation, love, and redemption. Now we turn to the section of our service where we stand in God's presence and pray whatever prayers are in our hearts. We first turn, as we always do, to this quote from Psalms, which puts us in a gentle and a reflective mindset, so that when we stand in God's presence, we can say the things that are truly important in our hearts and on our minds.
Ya da da, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la, ya la 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 la. May my lips come quietly apart and stir the yearnings of my heart, and in just a whisper may I fold all the moments that are mine to hold. There's a gentle flowing stream within, in its waters all my hopes begin. From the place before my voice is heard. Come my dreams expressed without a word. Adonai, Sifatai, Sifatai, Tiftach, Ofi Agi, Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sifatai, Sifatai, Tiftach, Ofi Agi, Tehilatecha.
Join together in the Avot.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Geula livnei v'nehem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah, Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal. Mechakel chaim b'chesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Michamocha ba'al gevurot, umidomelach. Melech memit u'mechaye u'matzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim bechol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please take a few moments to stand, to sit, to quiet your mind, to quiet your heart, to take in some breaths, to see the beauty and wonder of the very environment that you are sitting in right now, and pray some of the prayers that are in your heart.
בקודשו, הללו בקיר העוזו, הללו בגבורותיו, הללו קרוב גודלו, הללו בתיק השופר, הללו בנבל וכינור, הללויה, הללויה, הללויה,
I know that many of you joined us on Monday night when we had a discussion of two wonderful black Jewish women who were talking with us about race and helping us to understand the world from a point of view that is different than our own white point of view. For those of us who are white, for those of us who are black members of community, you may have already shared the insights that they had. One of the things that we recorded, the reason that we recorded this event is because we know that this discussion of race is just fraught with challenges. It's fraught with personal challenges of beliefs that are not in line with the beliefs that other people are saying. There are questions of whether certain things are occurring or not occurring. Is racism still an issue? Is our country colorblind? There are lots of questions that we have to address. And what these two women have done is just to begin to say, we, members of the Jewish community, and they are members of our own Jewish community. April Powers was a member here. Kiyomi Kowalski is a member of Valley Outreach. Two members of our Conejo Valley Jewish community saying, we know what it's like to be Jewish, and we also want to tell you what it's like to be black as well. The thing that was remarkable for me is that just as we were sitting there and hearing this program, there were moments of revelation and transformation that happened. That just usually doesn't happen. And I'm going to show you just the clip that shows where that little transformation happened. So let me just set up the clip itself. This is a discussion where we wanted to lay out a number of the big issues regarding race, because we want to use this video as a starting point for people to further their discussions of race. We know that it's helpful for people to join in small groups and to be able to think about and process our thoughts and feelings together in a place that is non-judgmental, in a place where we can feel comfortable to say things that may still be impolitic or that still may be a half a thought that we are working through. And this video is the starting point so that we can start to have these discussions together. We want to show you this clip so you can see the richness of the conversation, and then we want to encourage you to go to the TAE Engage page and to sign up for one of these discussions on race. If the slots are filled and you need another meeting at another time, let me know, let us know, and we will create a group that accommodates your schedule. So this is a discussion that is happening around a very touchy situation for the Jewish community. The issues of the Black Lives Black Lives Matters movement, and whether there is anti-Semitism in that movement, and how we should relate to that. So I want to turn over to Dan Cooperberg, former board member, former mayor of Agora Hills, who was helping to lead the discussion, and let us join that discussion for just about 5 minutes, and then we'll touch base about what we can do now that we've had this experience.
I want to ask one last question in the Jewish-Black relationship here. I've heard Jews say and write that the Black Lives Matter movement is anti-Semitic and anti-Israel. Yet I know that the American Reformed Jewish organizations and leadership say very, very clearly that Black Lives Matter is a Jewish value. So what are your thoughts, not for 20 minutes, but just what are your thoughts on dealing with the aspects of BLM that we may not all agree with?
You've never heard me say or write that, but
No,
is there anybody else?
Well, and even in our local paper, there was a letter to the editor last week. So
yeah,
people are saying it and thinking it. So how do we?
I'm very sad about and I think April puts it so perfectly. Like, who benefits from us being divided? And I think it's sad that there is some leadership in the Black Lives Matter movement that is that has been anti-Semitic, and I certainly distance myself from that. But I will say that there's two things, and I live in a bifurcated life, and I'm asking you to, right, and all of my fellow Jews here. You can say Black Lives Matter and not be a member of Black Lives Matter, right? You can realize that Black Lives Matter without upping the cause that they represent. I think Black Lives Matter is just a statement to say, and an imperfect statement, but it's a statement to say that we have a problem in the United States with all. We don't understand, and freedom and justice for all. All the alls did not include me, right? Like, so what we need to understand is that we can deal with the anti-Semitic parts of any entity as a separate issue. But when we see that there's an injustice happening, if there's an injustice there's an injustice everywhere. And we as Jews are called to act on that, period.
One of the things I think we have to say the words Black Lives Matter. We have to say it out loud and repeat it, because, if I'm just for me, then who am I, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things we know is that when Heschel and Martin Luther King died, our unity became more and more divided, and we need to get back to where we were in the 60s and figure out a path. But what I will say, and because we're all friends here and we're going to be honest with each other, right? The Jewish voice for Black lives has been really silent. And moreover, there have been, Jewish people who have, whether it's, landlords or employers or whatever, who, Black people have experience with Jewish people that has been rather confronting. And so for Black people to overlay their experience and say, well, I can imagine what's going on in Palestine, it just takes an empathic stretch of the imagination to say, I can see why they might feel that way. Because since the 60s or late 60s, we haven't been a voice for the oppressed. I'm not saying nobody has, but as a people, the way that we mobilized in the 60s for this injustice that we know is wrong, we haven't seen it. And so to have an oppressed type of person not support another oppressed type of person, there's going to be some friction. And yes, it's exacerbated in the media. Yeah. Do you think that Nick Cannon speaks for me and Kiyomi? Like any rapper speaks for the Black majority? That is never
No.
going to happen. And the people who are pressing that button for you,
Mm-hmm.
or pressing, it's like when I went to the Women's March in DC, and and apparently one of the Women's March people was also anti-Semitic. And
Yeah.
they called that out. So we were all supposed to, anybody Jewish was supposed to not participate. No, I'm going to the Women's March with my mother and my niece, and
Me
I'm
too.
going to support that because I care about women, and you're not going to get me off my point and off my topic because somebody in the group is anti-Semitic. We can get that person out of the group just like they did. You push those people out, but you stick with what matters, which is the message.
And I'm going to one-up you, April. Like, we have to have a seat at the table if we're going to call them on it. So, like, if you see some anti-Semitism in an organization, or if I see racism in an organization, this is why I'm running for office right now. If I see racism, I'm going to go have a seat at that table and make sure it doesn't happen. That is what we do, because that is how you move the needle. You say, I'm going to have a seat at that table because I want to make sure that this person and that they're their platforms and that their policies do not reflect anti-Semitism. I'm going to be there.
So let me fill in why that was a transformative moment. Because what you didn't know is that sometime around when they were talking about Black Lives Matter, matter of fact, it was right after Dan asked the question, I believe, one of the members of our community, really bright, knowledgeable, caring member of our community, wrote in the chat, all lives matter. And which I agree with, all lives do matter. But as you can see in that discussion, that phrase, all lives matter, has a lot that is underneath it. And as this member heard that discussion, this person said, I get it now. I understand while all lives may matter, I understand what that means for the Black community and why it may be important to also affirm at this time Black lives specifically matter. What an amazing moment of transformation. And I think that moment was facilitated by seeing other people in our own community who are working through ideas together. I think that was one of just a spark, a proud spark within our congregation. And we want to create those places for those sparks for you as well. So if you have any questions about those discussion groups or any other ideas that you have for us to continue our work on addressing racism in our community, please feel free to reach out to me, to reach out to Dan Cooperberg as well, so that we can continue this beautifully sacred work and heal our community. It's not just our community that we want to heal, we also need to heal our bodies and our spirits and our minds. So we want to turn at this time to our Mishaberach prayer so that we can bring to mind those people who are struggling and we can have them know that they are in our hearts at this time. And so we continue with the singing of Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Mishaberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Mi sheberach avotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our fathers, may the one who blessed our fathers hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Mi sheberach avotenu, mi sheberach imotenu. Hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well. Hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well.
We now turn to our moments of memory, where we hold tight the lives of our loved ones in our hearts, so that we can grasp the best of what they were and bring that best of what they were to bear in our lives. We first remember those people who died recently, whose families are still within the Shloshim period of Jewish mourning. We remember Benson Barrow, father of Benson Barrow, grandfather of Abby and Aaron, Nina Levine Oriel, cousin of Michelle Maxick, Terry Mattel, mother of Rob Mattel, Doris Siegel, grandmother of Allison Friedman, Ann Davis Wenkert, mother of Deborah Wenkert. We also remember these people who died at the season in the past, whose family members are remembering them for a yahrzeit. Remember Alex Beckman, father of Preston Beckman, Paul Bell, husband of Rosalie Bell, Esther Berger, mother of William Berger, Jean Berger, mother of Jay Berger, Isidore Berger, father of Jay Berger, Robert Bergman, husband of Charlene Bergman, Saul Diamond, uncle of Richard Munitz, Sidney Diamond, uncle of Richard Munitz, Larry Esterson, father of Scott Esterson, Edith Finland, mother of Steve Foreman, Zygmunt Fleischer, father of Phyllis Fleischer, Jesse Fox, grandfather of Randy Fox, Fitzy Friedman, aunt of Jay Lieberman, Mary Goldberg, grandmother of Neil Goldberg, Louis Grossman, father of Brian Grossman, Ann Kaplan, grandmother of Deborah Klein Lopez, Nina Levine Oriel, cousin of Michelle Maxick, Howard Levy, husband of Margaret Levy, Grace Lotker, mother of Michael Lotker, Benjamin Lunsick, father of Joel Lunsick, Mayor Morwitz, father of Anita Horan, Peter Preuss, husband of Rhea Preuss, Israel Rhines, grandfather of Daniel Rhines, Henry Rogers, father of Marilyn Fine. Solomon Rubenstein, grandfather of Susanna Rubenstein. Mill Silberberg, husband of Norma Silberberg. David Stein, father of Sherilyn Schulner. Mary Stern, father of David Stern. Melvin Stevens, father of Seth Stevens. Zipporah Witowski, mother of Sandy Phillips. Betty Waterman, mother of Robert Glickstein. If there's someone that you are still saying Kaddish for, if this is the first 11 months after a person has died, then feel free to say those names out loud. We hold them even more tightly in our hearts as we say the words of our Kaddish together. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabba, be'alma divara chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'pa'ar v'tromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shmei dekudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to us and all Israel and all the world. And to that we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom, Oseh shalom, Oseh shalom b'mromav. Oseh shalom, Oseh shalom, Oseh shalom b'mromav. Uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Uyaseh shalom, Uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'yimru amen. Oseh shalom, v'yimru, Oseh shalom, v'yimru, Oseh shalom, amen. V'yimru,
We hope that you will join us for our Oneg. We have our live Oneg. You can find the link on our streaming page. It's the middle box. As you scroll down on the front page, it will take you to our streaming page. There's a button to join the virtual Oneg. One of the things that we're going to do tonight is look in your home for one beautiful piece of art that is meaningful for you, that conveys deep memories or just a personal meaning, and we're going to share those things together. What a wonderful way just to not only talk with one another, but tell us more about what motivates us, what captures our hearts. So you can also go, if you don't want to go to the page, you can just go to bit.ly/TAE Oneg, all lowercase TAE Oneg. It is so wonderful to spend this time with you. It is wonderful to be able to sing with Cantor, to be able to sing spiritually with you, and to celebrate this wonderful Shabbat today. And we end in song.
Ya ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la la la. Ya la la la. Ya la la la. Ya la la la. Ya
Shabbat shalom to everyone.